Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Wostrelcraft. And you'll notice a couple of changes here. First off, the textures of the Minecraft blocks. I am now running the Faithful texture pack. It is a 32 by 32 texture that is reasonably close to the original Minecraft textures. So this is the normal texture that most YouTubers use, and I really like it. The other thing is I am also recording in much higher resolution than I used to be recording. And this was made possible by changing my recording software from Overwolf to DxTory, which a lot of people use. It works tremendously better on my computer. It does not require near the CPU usage to record. And so I'm able to do a lot more with it. And I guess my inventory is full here, but I think I've got some stuff that I can kind of toss away. So I'm out here, I've been mining, I've been trying to replenish my supplies of iron from making my item sorter, and I happened to come across something that is going to be very useful for the server. So we'll pop back over here. Let's see here, I think it was up here. Yep, over here. So I stumbled across a zombie spawner. And that's great. You know, zombie spawners are reasonably common in the world. But 26 blocks away, I found another zombie spawner. So sometime in the near future, I am going to be working on trying to get a farm, an XP farm, for these two spawners. Now there is a third spawner somewhere in the area. I lost track of where it is, but if it was within the 32 block radius that I need for this, 16 blocks away from a spawner is where it activates. If it was close enough, I'd be able to have all three, which would be great, but I don't think it's quite going to work. But we're not going to be working on that today. Instead, I have another project that is going to be very helpful for the server, and it is going to be the automatic brewing station that I was talking about before. And I'm going to set that up in the middle of spawn. But first, we are going to pop over to my redstone testing world and take a look at the designs that I've come up with that should make that work very well. So this is going to be what I'm going to be making the system look like a little bit. But we have here an item frame with an arrow in it, and it is pointing at a sign. So we can rotate this arrow around by right-clicking on it, and it will point at one of the 8 signs here. Now these 8 signs contain the various different potions that I want this system to make. Now you'll notice I do not have an invisibility potion, and I do not have any of the negative effects potions. That is simply because I do not want those readily available on the server. So right here I have a button to push to start the system. And over here I have 3 levers. The first lever will determine whether it is a normal drinking potion or a splash potion. The second lever is for a normal potion or an augmented potion, and then the third lever is only active if we select the augmented potions, and then it's either extra length or extra strength depending on how the lever is set. So that will make any of these potions at any setting. So behind here I have a fairly complex system. Right here I have a comparator that's reading that item frame and a redstone signal coming in from the side. You'll notice this comparator is in subtraction mode, and I have a high signal strength coming in from the side. So that means the signal strength from that item frame that will never exceed 8 will never get an output out of this comparator. So once this signal is turned off, and if we look at it here, this button will turn that torch off. So once that signal is turned off, we end up with the output from the item frame running into this system of redstone and repeaters and torches. And what this does is the very last activated redstone, it will illuminate that torch and that torch only. Now that's very simply because we have the first redstone signal coming down the bottom, activating these blocks on the bottom, and then a repeater pulls that signal out, powering the block underneath here. So that will automatically turn these torches off on the bottom up to the length of the strength of the signal. Then we have one more length going up and onto this top set of blocks. So if the signal strength normally ended at this block, that means that the signal strength for these top rows will end one block backwards. So that powers these blocks, sending that same signal into these blocks here. And you'll notice all of these repeaters have a 2-tick delay. That is simply to keep, if you don't have that, when I was cycling through the item frame, once it got to this end and wrapped back to the beginning, momentarily all 8 torches would turn on. But when I set this to 2-tick delay, that eliminated that momentary torch on. So it then sends that second row signal into these blocks. So we have any torches underneath that do not receive a signal from the back are on, powering these blocks. And one less than the signal strength is sent into these blocks, powering the blocks. So we end up with only one torch being illuminated. And that may be confusing, but for anyone that understands redstone, I'm sure that you kind of understand that. So one of these torches will blink, powering the block above it, and causing the dispenser above that to spit an item into this water stream, which is on packed ice. I won't be able to use packed ice in the server because we do not have any packed ice. No one has found that biome yet, so we'll just be using regular ice. But that will very rapidly move down here to this hopper, and that hopper will be able to then input the items into a brewing stand. So over here we have the actual system to do the brewing. So right here we have a brewing stand surrounded by hoppers and redstone and all kinds of other stuff. So ordinarily, if you have a hopper underneath a brewing stand, it will immediately suck all of the items out of the brewing stand into the hopper and then send them on their merry way. So to get around that, we have to supply a redstone signal for a set amount of time. And the amount of time that it takes to brew one item is 20 seconds. So back here I have a double hopper timer. And what this does is it will run items through here for, I think it's a bit more than 20 seconds. I gave a little bit extra time, like 22 or 23 seconds. And that gives time for the items to finish brewing, and then it allows the items to be sucked out of the hopper. So up here we have a dropper, and this would be where that water stream comes in that will throw nether wart into this hopper. That then gets sucked down into the brewing stand. On the side here we have water bottles. And these water bottles will flow without any problem into the last hopper right before the brewing stand. But I have a repeater here powering that hopper, so it will not allow any items to leave. So when a signal is applied to this block right here, we get a pulse going up this way that causes an item to be pumped out of the dropper into the system. We also get a signal coming along here that powers this block. That turns this torch off and turns on the clock. That clock will then run through its cycle of 22 or 23 seconds. Well, at the same time, this redstone signal is turned off. And it will be turned off until that clock completes its cycle. So at that point, this repeater stops getting a signal and water bottles are able to leave the hopper and enter the brewing stand. Also, this torch turns on, which locks the bottom hopper, keeping those water bottles in the brewing stand so that the brewing process can be completed. So I will be going through and combining this system with this system to make the brewing station, and I will also have to add a little bit more for the augmentations to the potions. But I think I'm going to build this underneath the center of spawn, and if we have time after that's completed, I may begin work on something above in the center of spawn also. So I'm going to go back to the server and I'll meet you back there. So I'm back at spawn and just kind of glancing around here trying to decide how I'm going to build this automatic brewing station. And I'm thinking I'm going to give it 2 entrances, and you'll walk down through and then you can walk back up. So I think the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to have one entrance start here. I'll go down, and then the other one will come up by that other bridge. And then in the center above, we will still be able to build some type of a monument or structure, viewing platform, observatory, something that we can look around the spawn area and see everything that's been done. So I'm just going to go ahead and start digging out the hole here, and we'll be back in a bit with some progress. Well, I have the tunnel dug. I've done a little bit of decorating on it. And big spoiler, if you didn't see my live streams, I am working on an ocean monument. So we have a few sea lanterns here that I've put into the edges of the stairs. Make some really nice, pretty light. First ones to be used in the spawn area, so I think it's pretty nice. So I've put this wall in like this. Not sure if it's going to stay like that, but currently that's what I've got. I don't know for sure which side I'm going to put this on because I'm pretty well centered from side to side, and if I go either direction I'm going to hit water. Looks like I've got a little bit more room this way. This is shallower water, so I guess I'll probably have to go this way towards Craig's base. So that would put the brewing controls on this side. So I'm going to have to go through this wall here and just start mining out a huge area back behind here, and my silk touch pick is just about dead, so I'm going to have to go and grab another one or fix this one. So I'm going to mine out that area and we'll be back in a little bit again. So we've got a large room mined out here. I'm hoping it's large enough. May have to add on to it later on because I would really like to be able to have a chest out in the hallway to input items into the system, and if I do that I need them to be automatically sorted in here, which means an item sorter, and item sorters do take up a fairly large amount of space, but it would be nice to be able to have those just automatically placed into the appropriate dropper and not have to worry about it, never have to come back here again after this system is set up unless the machine malfunctions in some way. But I'm going to go ahead and start putting all this redstone down, and I'll bring you back when I get something put together. So it's been a little while since I've recorded anything, and we have a couple of major changes here in the spawn area, and they've been live streamed. Already have the videos recorded and almost have them edited for what's coming up here. But as you can see, I've got ender pearls in my inventory, and we have not one, but 2 beacons here in the spawn area, both with the Haste 2 effect. So yes, we had some live streams with defeating the Ender Dragon and a couple of Wither bosses. Completely emptied out the basin around the Ocean Monument, and there's been some fairly substantial design changes to this auto brewing system. So originally I had the dial control on this side, and it just didn't work out very good. So I switched it over to that side. I had to completely redo the redstone. So there's a lot of different stuff in here from what it was originally. First off, I do have the exact same system here for determining which item goes into the brewing stand. And then here I have an additional system that when this torch pulses, it's going to send that pulse into this block. Now, most of the potions can use both redstone and glowstone, but there are 3 potions here that cannot use, I believe this one is the glowstone. The top one is the glowstone. And if we look here, we've got golden carrots, which would be night vision. So yeah, that's no glowstone. So this top redstone is only the potions for glowstone, and this bottom redstone is only the potions for redstone. And this is just pretty much to make the system idiot-proof, so that if you select that you want glowstone in a potion that can't handle glowstone, it won't dispense it. So those signals are brought across over to here, where they then meet up with another signal from the activation button, and if the proper things are selected, it will either lock or unlock the repeaters here and then operate the dispenser. This one here is for gunpowder, so that we can have splash potions. And we were having some issues for a while with the items getting into this hopper and then not pushing into the brewing stand. And I don't know if that has been resolved yet, but it seems to be working currently. Now, right now, I still have to get the awkward potion brewing in here. So right now, I just have 2 double chests, and just whenever I come over here and brew some potions, I have a hopper set up with nether wart in it. I have a hopper set up with water bottles, and I just come over here and I grab some of the awkward potions, go and toss them into the chest. And usually, regardless of what potion I'm brewing, I have time to grab 2 sets of the awkward potions and throw them in there. And also we have out here in the outside an ender chest, so that we can go ahead and do a whole bunch of storing for personal use. We have surplus potions, and we have some splash potions of weakness because we converted a zombie villager into a villager. And we're going to try to get another one so that we can start up some villager breeding. But we have our surplus potions chest here, and then any items for the brewer go in here, and then I just come back here right now. Right now I've got them in here, and then I just take and fill the appropriate dropper wherever it may be with the items. So I still need to put in this awkward potion brewer. I would still like to see an automatic item sorter in here, but there's not a lot of room for it. If we come over here and take a look, you know, this, I think there's 2 blocks to the ceiling. So if you go, I think it's 2 blocks. Well, here, I have a shovel. So actually there's 3 blocks. So I can remove 2 blocks still, and that might be enough to make an item sorter, but it might not be. So I can't guarantee that that will fit. I probably should have gone down a little more, but I was kind of limited on how much room I had on the pathways too. And I'm trying to go through the wrong place. So right now I'm going to say that this is a good enough system. It works. You know, all of these work correctly. So if we have this set to a normal potion, we don't get either the glowstone or the redstone. And if we hit this to splash potion, we get gunpowder. So we have a few things that are inactive simply because we don't have the resources. Like the regeneration, we don't have any gas tiers. Now, I've got 2 gas tiers that I picked up here the other day, but they're rather tough to come by, so we just don't have them. The leaping potions, somebody needs to set up a rabbit farm, and we haven't had that done yet. All of the rest of these are pretty easy to deal with. You know, healing is your glistering melons, water breathing is pufferfish, which, thank you very much, Craig. He has contributed a huge amount of pufferfish from his AFK fishing farm. Night vision is your golden carrots. Very simple. I've been killing a lot of zombie pigmen, so I've been getting a lot of gold nuggets for the glistering melons and the golden carrots. Fire resistance is the magma cream, which while I've been killing these zombie pigmen, I have also been killing a lot of magma cubes, which gives the magma cream, but also you can get magma cream with a slime ball and blaze powder. Swiftness is sugar, that's pretty simple, and strength is blaze powder. Now obviously we have a blaze spawner, so blaze powder is not an issue in the slightest. We have sugarcane all over, so sugar is never a problem. And also, we will go and take a look at one more thing. So I'm going to go down here into the mine area. So now, since we have this beacon, we have been doing a huge amount of mining down at the base of the world. And there's been live streaming from both myself and Craig on this, but we have excavated out a literally massive area down here underneath the world. And this, we just set up this beacon yesterday, so it is just getting going. But we have a huge amount of slime spawning here. Also, if we go up, we have layer after layer of additional excavation above. And we get medium and small slime spawning in these. So, I mean, it's just a huge amount of space that has been excavated out. I also did a little bit of experimenting in my redstone testing world and found out that you can have inputs into this item elevator at any level from any direction as long as there's only one input, and the items will continue to flow up unimpeded from below. So my intention is either at this level or one level above to put another one of my dropper inputs for the item elevator so that we can don't have to come down all the time to drop items off here. Now I was having some lag issues here, and I think part of it was from these hoppers pointing at each other. So I just set up another little small circuit here that locks the hoppers when this dropper goes empty. It's just something that kind of reducing lag. Also, if you're unfamiliar with this is a system that I got from DocM77. He did a video on this. It is a dynamic item elevator. So as items are put into the dropper, it will turn on and off at a slower rate until there's 42 items in this dropper. At that point, it will start going full speed, and the dropper will keep up with 2 hoppers. Now, because of the increased speed on the dropper, I also put in quite a few more hoppers on my collection area at the top so that I can collect the items as fast as they're coming in. But I think that we're going to say this is good for this episode. It's been a lot of time that I have not uploaded a video, so I need to get this done. And I think I'm going to get down here, kill this slime, and if you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check everybody out on Twitch, and we will see you later. Bye.